Hi, Mark DeJesus here, and I'm excited to share with you some keys when it comes to the subject of heart healing. You know, Jesus said, I've come to heal the brokenhearted. He didn't say, I've come to heal the broken-headed. A lot of times we want our minds and our thinking and our circumstances to be changed and fixed, but really, God wants to first begin to heal the broken heart. And it's a continual process. We're always in a continuing work of God healing broken areas, leading us into wholeness, and helping us to experience transformation. In my work in helping people, there's just a few keys that I find to be helpful as we engage this subject. The first one is often a tricky one, and that is if I'm going to experience heart healing, I have to be more okay with emotions. When we deal with broken areas of the heart, we're hitting right at the core of who we are. We're hitting at the treasured seat, that deep place of our life. And we have to start being okay with emotions if we're going to engage this process. So many of us just kind of live in our head, just, going through go, thoughts come and go, quick, let me just do this quick, let's go through this quick, let me get there quick, information, data. Living from the heart is a whole different place. We've got to be aware of the emotions that we stuff down, we shove away, that we've ignored, that we need to bring before God and allow Him to do an exchange with us. So if we're first going to process heart healing, we got to begin to be okay with emotions. Emotions are not always just an evil place. I mean, a lot of times we're not okay with emotions. And in church life, we've just taught people to ignore emotions. Emotions are actually revealing thoughts that are going on inside. If I feel fearful, there are thoughts inside of me that are fear-based. If I feel far from God, there are thoughts in me telling me that I'm far from God. If I feel guilty, if I feel unclean, if I feel shameful, if I feel unloved, if I feel left out, you catching my drift? It's revealing thoughts that are going on inside. And so we need to pay attention to that so that God can meet us there and begin to heal us. Or you might say, you know what? Not a whole lot of anything going on there. That's a sign of numbness, being checked out. That's a pattern of shoving away, and not allowing us to process through some thoughts and some experiences that are painful. So when we're okay with emotions, we're okay to process some pain. It's okay to feel, because if I feel some negative emotions, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. I'm actually going to gain some great strength as I go through these valleys. We often want the breakthrough in life, but we don't necessarily want to go through sometimes those deep valleys where we're accessing some of those painful things in our life. But we got to learn to be okay with emotions. It doesn't mean that God just leaves us there. He walks with us through it to enhance us so that emotional life becomes a better place for us rather than something we either just ignore or something that's just always toxic in our life. Second thing is that we need to recognize that our past does affect our present. If you want to engage heart healing in a tremendous way, you got to realize not to look and stare into the rearview mirror, not to just stand there and look at your past all day long, but just be aware of the dysfunctional behaviors in your life, the struggles, the battles. There are past experiences, past teachings, belief systems that affect your current reality. It's okay. It's okay, doesn't mean that's the way it's always going to be, but it's just a way of recognition. You don't have to live in your past, but it's important to know how your past is currently affecting you so that you can deal with those things and move forward. But also in heart healing is you're going to have to position yourself for humility and vulnerability. If you're not willing to humble yourself before God, humble yourself in relationships, and be willing to be vulnerable, at least with some safe people, then heart healing is going to be very frustrating. It's going to be very difficult. If you're more concerned about your image than being healthy, heart healing is going to be tough. If you want to look successful in the world's eyes rather than being healthy, emotionally, spiritually healthy in your life, you're going to struggle. And oftentimes it takes the pain rising until we come to that point and says, okay, that pain threshold has reached maximum velocity and I've got to deal with these areas of my life. Pray doesn't have to get to that worse of a place, but sometimes it's what it takes to help us recognize I need to deal with the issues of my heart. Also, if we want to process heart healing, I got to be willing to be stretched. I got to be willing to get out of my comfort zone. I got to be willing to get out of some of those patterns and places that I keep falling into and learn to stretch my muscles, my emotional, spiritual muscles, to be able to create new patterns of thinking, new opportunities. Look at relationships differently, approach people from a renewed perspective. I got to be willing to do that. And a lot of people at the beginning say, I want to do that, but then when they actually get into it and the rubber meets the road, they really don't want to. So I got to be willing to stretch. Also, we have to look at heart healing as process-oriented and not so much event-oriented. We approach it like, if I just have a session with somebody, if I just pray with somebody, if I just go see this somebody, in that one moment, in this one action, heaven will meet earth, an explosion will take place, and my whole life will change. And then what we do is we set ourselves up for disappointment because we don't have that massive collision. Why? Because the majority of life is very process-oriented. Even if there is a big-time event that happens in your life, it's usually because of a process that has led to that defining moment. So allow yourself to be more process-oriented. We're in this journey. We're walking this mountain. We're going day by day by day. Process, process, process. Allow yourself to get comfortable with process rather than the pressure of an event or arrival, because you miss out on the joy of what the process can bring. Last is your past does not have to equal your future. You see, if you recognize that, then you're okay in dealing with your past. You see, a lot of us don't want to deal with our past because it means we're bad, our future's going to be terrible, so we just kind of ignore it, put it under the rug, hope it goes away. No, the more that you get comfortable about dealing with your past, recognizing that it does affect my present, I'm going to allow God to heal those areas. My past does not have to be my future. Now, a lot of people will say this, your past does not have to equal your future, but they never deal with their past. So that's actually not true. Your past will replicate, it will happen, it will occur, until you are comfortable with saying, okay, I recognize how those things affect my life and my journey. You know, when you drive in a car, the forward window is the biggest that you see, and you have a small rear view mirror, and you have small side view mirrors, right? The side view mirrors are to help you to see your blind spots. The rear view mirror is to help you to see what's behind you. Now, those, you're not supposed to drive staring at your rear view mirror. That would be very unsafe and very unproductive. You wouldn't get anywhere. But it is there, and you do need to glance at it. You do need to look at it. You do need to utilize it. So when it comes to your past, recognize, okay, it does affect my present, but now I have an opportunity to get humble, to stretch. I'm in a journey, and I know that as God heals me, I can begin to move into a new future with a heart that is being healed, being changed, and experiencing continual transformation. And I get to share that with others. So I pray this is helpful for your life and for your journey. For more information, go to markdejesus.com. And I love helping people to live as overcomers, to live healed, free, and transformed. God bless you.